Record. All right. Good morning, you guys. Thank you so much for jumping on. Usually we host these water coaching webinars in the evening, but I thought with the holidays and things going on, it might be easier for people to catch us early on a Sunday when we're not doing much. So I am so excited to be here and talk more with you guys about coaching, because coaching is just something that has completely changed my life in so many ways. And so any chance I get to share it with other people, I jump at it. And today I am presenting with my good friend Anna. She is on the East Coast. I'm here in Mountain Time. And I know we have a lot of West Coast people that will be watching this too. So just the cool thing about this business is that we really get to work with people from all over the country and the beauties of technology, right? So what you're going to hear today is a little bit about Anna and I's stories of how we came to Beachbody, how we became coaches, and you'll find that our stories are pretty different. Which is a really cool thing about coaching too, is that we all have a different story to tell. So I'm going to kick things off with that, and then we'll go into more of the details about what it is coaches actually do, how we earn income, what it costs to get signed up, all the details you want to know. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into my story. So like I said, I have been a coach for almost 6 years. This January will make my 6-year coach anniversary. And it's crazy to think I'm on the back half of a decade going into this thing. But I came to coaching, just a little background about myself. I'm originally from Oregon, but my husband and I had lived in Hawaii for almost 10 years. We had our twin boys there, and we just decided to relocate back to Oregon to raise our kids there and be close to family. And it was a hard transition. I'm a labor and delivery nurse. I work night shift, still do. But it was a hard transition moving back, where we thought things would kind of just really easily fall back into place as far as community and friendships and life. And it was just tough. We had toddlers, and I know a lot of moms out there probably feel that like you're home with your kids all the time and it's lonely. And my life was them and work. And I was also finishing my bachelor's degree online, and just really not loving how I felt about myself at the time, because I had so many other things going on in life. I really couldn't focus on my own health and fitness. And I decided to get a gym membership because I just felt like I was in such a funk, and I was dragging my twins to and from the gym daycare. And this daycare, you had to actually get and change their diapers if they had a wet or poopy diaper. So I'd have to get off the treadmill, go change their diaper. And it was just really hard. And I was killing myself, and I just wasn't seeing the results that I wanted. And, they were 2.5 at the time, and I still felt like I was in that postpartum struggle. And that was just not a comfortable place for me to be. I've always been athletic and active growing up, and it was just a big challenge mentally and physically for me. So about this time, 6 years ago, a friend of mine posted on Facebook, she's also a twin mom, about this group she was hosting, a boot camp online. And I was like, you know what, I might as well give it a try. I was very anti-home workout, but I just knew what I was doing at the time wasn't working. And I felt like I was a hamster spinning on the wheel. So I was like, I'm going to jump all in. I'm going to give it everything I got. At the time, we didn't have Beachbody On Demand. It was just a DVD program that you bought. And I just decided to buy the cheapest one because I didn't want to invest too much money in case I failed or I gave up. But I went all in with the program, and in 40 days, I lost 12 pounds. I was feeling so incredible, and I just was hooked. I was hooked on this community of these women that were also working really hard to achieve their goals, supporting me. And they were complete strangers, but we just all came together in this awesome community. And like I said, I was in that lonely mom space where I didn't feel like I had a chance to connect with old friends or have those relationships. So I really dove into that group for not only what I needed physically from it, but what I needed in terms of support and community. So shortly after having awesome results in that group and me loving it and always referring people to my coach, Sarah, for friends to join her, because I loved this group so much. I was telling all my friends, and everyone was noticing how great I looked and how I felt, that she approached me about coaching. And I was just like, oh, sister, no. Like I said, worked full-time nights, twins, toddlers, going to school online. I just could not fit another thing into my life. And, thank God she was persistent, because over time, she kept saying, you'd really be great at this. I just think you'd really be great at this. And I just decided, something in the back of my head finally believed that there was something behind this. And whether I joined just to continue my own journey through health and fitness and be in incredible shape and help other women feel that way, whether that was my mission or to build an income, I didn't really know at the time, but I knew I wanted to be a part of this. So I decided finally to jump in as a coach. And I just decided to go all in for 6 months and just see where it got me. Well, 6 years later, I'm still here. And now one of my huge passions as a coach is not only to help people obviously get great physical transformations, but to help them to that I can mentor them as a coach in this business. And that is truly one of my biggest passions for what that I get to do, which is why I love hosting these webinars too. So, um, you know, financially our lives have changed because of this business, but it has taken hard work. And I never want to play it down that this business doesn't require work and sacrifice, because it does. But what we do is so simple if you're consistent at it. So that's really what I like to drive home with people. So I'm going to kind of throw it over to Anna so she can share a little bit about her story and how she came to coaching, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, so Kinsey is totally right. We have completely different stories. For one, I don't have any children yet. But when I first got into, I was in my first couple of years of teaching. I'm a music teacher, and I was teaching K through 12. And uh, I would come home and I'd be exhausted, which, I mean, every teacher, if you're a teacher, you know the thing of just like full body exhaustion. And I would cope with eating quesadillas and popcorn and drinking wine. And then I'd wake up the next morning and I'd do it all over again. And I knew that that wasn't good for me. I knew that that wasn't a good cycle to be in. And so then I'd start running in the mornings. And I was like, okay, this is good. This is enough. And then, a couple of days of running consistently, and I'd be tired and sore, and I'd quit. And then, like a couple months later, I'd try it again, and then I'd be too tired and sore, and so I'd quit. And then I saw my coach, who we knew each other in high school, sort of. She was a cheerleader, and I was in the marching band. And so we kind of knew each other that way. And I kept seeing her post how, she saw the positivity in all of these situations, and that she had a community of people that were bringing the positive out of situations. And that's really what drew me in, was that she had a community of finding the positive in everything. And so I reached out to her and I was like, hey, I need some change. I need some more positivity, because right now I'm in just this really awful cycle of self coping with cheese and popcorn and wine. And while I still enjoy those things, I knew that what I was doing wasn't good and I needed help. And so I reached out to her, and we still had the DVDs, but this was before everything was on the internet. And so I actually was already borrowing a set of DVDs from a friend. So, but McKenna let me be part of her group. And so I did the DVDs on my own, and having that group helped me get past that I'm sore, I'm tired, I want to quit. And it kept me going. And, 5 weeks of one program turned into 10 weeks of that same program. And then I completed, both segments of this program. And I felt so good, not just like physically because I was moving every day, but that I completed something that was hard. And just that sense of accomplishment felt really good. And being surrounded by people who were helping me through that. I'm really sore, I'm tired, it's concert season, I have a lot going on. And they're like, you can do it. I know that you can do it. I know that you're tired, but I've seen you do it. So I know that you can do it again. And having that sense of positivity, even though it was all virtual, just like, this year has been a lot of virtual, it was all online, and having that sense of positivity really helped. And so I initially, McKenna said in our groups that I was doing everything that she was doing as a coach, and that I should just go ahead and coach. And I was like, but I'm not. I'm okay, but I would like the discount. And so, because I'm frugal, I love saving money. And I was like, if I can get the same thing but spend less money, then I am all about that. And so I signed up to be a discount coach. And and then I realized that what I really liked doing was sharing that positivity with others, and being a discount coach and getting the products at a discount turned into me sharing more about how this has changed my life, and that has brought other people in. So kind of it wasn't a definitive decision to switch to being a business coach, but it was just like a seamless. I wanted to share about this, and that transitioned into being a different type of coach. Um, but it was the physical transformation has been amazing because I feel stronger, like I can be an independent woman, like my mom raised me to be. Um, but then also the mental, having that, being able to see through the hard stuff and get to the positive that I know is there, has been probably the bigger change for me. And coaching has really helped with that because people expect that, and so by giving it, I get more back, and which is what I need as well. So Kinsey is going to continue. She's going to talk about the what coaches, what we actually do, what it means to coach.
Yes. So that's kind of one of the biggest questions we get all the time is like, well, what do you do? Obviously, a big part of what we do is through social media and growing this like virtual fit community, which is funny because watching fitness evolve over this last year through different streaming services you can get, I sit back and I'm like, this is what we've been doing for the last decade with Beachbody. So I feel like we're kind of experts in the space, but basically, as a coach, you are a product of the product. You obviously love the programs. You show up for yourself first and foremost. You utilize our products to get healthy from the inside out, and you share that with other people. Whether that's through social media, word of mouth. The beautiful thing about this business is it's customizable to whatever is your comfort level. We have people in their 50s and 60s who coach on this team who maybe aren't the most savvy social media experts, but they're rocking this business and working it in the space that they feel comfortable. And then we have 20 somethings who are masterminds of social media and rock their businesses that way just through sharing their experiences. So again, this business is customizable and doable into any avenue that's you are most comfortable with. And as your coaches and mentors, we help you find whatever that niche is and really run with it and make it successful for you. We've talked about this a lot already, but these online virtual boot camps, we call them challenge groups or fit clubs. They're these awesome communities that we create where we help people get started with a program, set some goals together, and we all just rally around each other and cheer each other on. We also provide a ton of nutritional support, and nothing that we're providing is, we're not experts in nutrition or we're not nutritionists, but all of this material comes straight from Beachbody. There's so many resources that we get to provide for our customers. And that's what we do in those challenge groups is connect the person with the program so they can get their results. And then we just basically help support them along the way. We are their person in their corner to help them. Sometimes I even have challengers tell me that they want me to text them at a certain time in the morning to make sure that they're awake, going to do their workout and press play, and I will do that for them. So again, you get to customize this business however you see fit, but that's basically what we get to do. We get to show up for ourselves in our own health and fitness, and we get to have people join us along the way. We get to run these amazing online communities and help people get results.
So Kinsey touched on this a little bit, but there's some myths about being a coach that you might have heard or you might have in your mind. It's like, oh, well, if you're a fitness coach, you must have to be really good at fitness or like know all of this stuff about how bodies work and all of that. And that's not something that's to be true. There are certainly one of my coach sisters she's a certified personal trainer, and that's wonderful. I am not. I teach music, but I've learned so many things from the trainers because the workouts that we do, the nutrition programs that we follow, those are created by professionals. And so as you do them, you learn more, but you don't have to know what's there. You don't have to know it before you do it yourself. You certainly don't have to be at a goal weight to be a coach to somebody else. It's almost more impactful if you're on this journey with somebody and you're helping them and they see you going through the same challenges. There is no like perfect body, right? So there can't be like a perfect way to look in order to be a coach. You don't have to have a huge physical transformation. I think I'm like 11 pounds lighter than when I started 4 years ago. Like that's not a huge physical transformation. For me, a lot of it's been in my mind, but you don't even have to be at an end point. You can be at your starting point and learn with and grow with people that you're coaching. Social media is always changing. So who's actually an expert at it? You can use what you know, you can use what you're good at. If what you're good at is just messaging people on Facebook, or if what you're good at is posting to your stories, or if what you're good at is calling people on the actual phone and having conversations with them, and that's what you're good at, and that's what you use. Um, you you don't have to know everything before you start. It's you get to learn as you go. And if you say, oh, well, I'll wait, I don't want to start this now because then I don't know everything. I'll wait and start it when I do know everything. But then by that time has passed, and there's even more that you don't know, right? So why wait? Just dive right in and know that you won't know everything at first, and to be humble about that, and to know and to be willing to learn. Um, you don't have to be a certain age. Like Kinsey said, there's people who are in their 50s or 60s. My mom is a coach and she's 65. She'll be 66 in January. Uh, and then I have a friend who's 24, right? So you really can be at any age, any demographic. Um, and I like that there's this one point on here near the bottom. It says, you need to be a salesperson. Neither Kinsey or I are sales people. We don't sell anything. We share, right? As a coach, you are sharing your experience, and you are sharing what you've learned from the programs, and you're sharing how it's changed you. And you don't have to sell that to anybody. You don't have to say you need to buy this right now, because if it's not the right time for them, then it's not the right time. And you've planted the seed, and they will come when it's the right time, because you're sharing. Um, you don't have to have a ton of extra time. Kinsey was a twin mom, so 2 children, and working full time, and being a wife, and and all of that, and if you just fit it into little pockets, nap time here, your post dinner relaxing on the couch, you just fit it into the little pockets as long as you're consistent with it. There are some things that you do have to be a good coach, and you have to have a good heart. You have to want to legitimately help people in the way that they need help. And that's one of the things I've learned. The biggest skills I've learned as a coach, as an Enneagram 2, I'm a helper. And I've learned through coaching that people don't always need help the same way. And so you just have to have an open heart and an open mind, and be willing to help them in the way that they need help. Um, you have to be a product of the product, meaning you're doing the workouts, and you're drinking Shakeology, or you're drinking Energize, and you're like showing people that it's actually a good thing, and that it's not a scam, or just a weight loss shake, or this. It's like you are living it, and you are proving that these products are useful products in your life. um, like I mentioned before, you need to be teachable, and be humble enough to realize that you don't know everything, and that you won't know everything, and be willing to learn as you go through the process, and be a little uncomfortable, because we don't comfort zones and growth are not, they can't coexist. So you have to be a little uncomfortable in order to grow. Um, and like she said, and like I said, you have to just be consistent with it. It's very simple, just a little bit every day, consistently.
Yes, love it. Okay, I'm going to dive into kind of, these are unofficial types of coaches. These don't exist necessarily in the business plan, but these are the different ways that you can come into this business, because it's totally up to you. Like I said, this business is customizable to however you want to run it. So the first step is kind of like that discount coach, like Anna was talking about. She just wanted to sign up. She wanted to get her 25% discount, and just continue to be a customer, but she was privy to the 25% discount for signing up as a coach this way. So anyone who wants to sign up for the discount, they get 25% off their products. They have zero intention on selling anything most of the time, and they just want to maintain that awesome discount for themselves. So that's kind of someone that comes into coaching just for the discount. And the second is what we call a hobby coach. And this is someone who wants to earn a product at the discount, the 25% off, but then maybe someone who wants to earn a little additional income on the side, maybe $100 to $400 a month, cover the cost of their products, and maybe just invite a few friends to get started with Beachbody On Demand, help them do that and help them join them. This person may or may not host their own challenge groups. They may just plug people into their coaches groups, which is completely fine. But it's someone who just kind of earns a little extra money on the side just for enjoying the products and sharing it with close friends and family. And then lastly, the business coach, and this is how Anna and I run our businesses. We are all in. We want to grow full-time incomes. We help lead others in their fitness journey while focusing on our own, which is, what a hobby coach does as well. But we're really here to not only mentor people through their health and fitness, but through the business as well. So these are kind of the three, like I said, unofficial categories of coaches. The thing that we'll touch on in just a second is that no matter what type of coach you want to be coming into this business, every single one will sign up the exact same way. Same cost, everything. And just because you come in deciding that you want to be a hobby coach or a discount coach doesn't mean that you can't tell me tomorrow, like, okay, Kinsey, I've got big goals. I want to work this thing. All right, and then we're going to switch gears and set some new goals and expectations and move towards whatever that is for you. So I just like to touch on this because people coming in, maybe they're not ready to go all in, but they want to start the process because maybe in a few months they will be ready to go all in, and that's perfectly fine. So again, 3 types of unofficial coaches. And then Anna's going to talk a little bit about how you earn an income as a coach.
Yeah, so I'm just going to touch briefly on this. Whichever coach invited you to this call, you can reach out to them if you want them to go into more detail about this, or if you have more questions. But every coach, like Kinsey said, there's you could be 3 different types, but really it's all the same. You're all signed up as a coach. So coaches earn 25% commission on anything that they sell. And that comes straight back to you. And that's kind of like if you think about like directly from your friend to your pocket, right? That's coming out of what they spend on Beachbody, goes back into your pocket. And then Beachbody has these other bonuses that they provide to coaches. So cycle bonuses, once you've achieved the rank of Emerald, which is just having 2 coaches of your own, you earn these cycle bonuses, and that's really, if you're a discount coach, that's not, not really what your goal is, because you're just there for the discount. But for hobby coaches and business coaches, the cycle bonuses come in really important, and that's money from Beachbody themselves, not from any person. And then there are other extra bonuses that you can earn if you're a diamond rank or above, and then fast start bonuses, which is basically just like getting people started with coaching right away, and star diamond, which is just the ranks go up. You just add numbers of stars to the ranks as you go up. And so those extra bonuses really come into play for business building coaches.
Yeah, and I think, like Anna said, your person who invited you to this call will go into more detail about the compensation plan. But what we like to highlight here is that there's different streams of earning income as a coach. It's not just all based on commission. There are other ways as you grow your business to earn residual income, and that's part of that business building coach. And those are things we teach you along the way too. And I'm going to get into the nitty gritty of how you sign up, what it costs, what are the ins and outs. So basically, to sign up as a coach, it is $39.95. That's the coach sign up fee that handles all the processing. And then there's a monthly business service fee of $15.95 a month. There's no minimum order requirements or quotas. You can sign up today, quit tomorrow, no cancellation fees or anything like that. The second way that coaches get signed up is generally the most popular way. And this is when you purchase a challenge pack, which is a combination of Beachbody On Demand plus a nutrition product like Shakeology. When you bundle that together, that's called a challenge pack. When you order that together and you want to sign up as a coach, they actually waive that $39.95 sign up fee. So you don't have to pay that fee at all. The only fee you would ever pay is your $15.95 a month coach service fee. And they cover everything. They handle credit card, shipping, all that. So that $15.95 really goes a long way. It gets you your website and sets you up with some online, I just can't think of the word, place for people to shop on your online store. That's what I was trying to say. And then lastly, Beachbody really values our military service people, and they actually offer a free coach sign up to any military person, spouse, reservist, widow, veteran. There's quite a long list of people who would qualify for this, but basically you will never pay the $39.95 sign-up fee if you fall into any of those categories, and you will also never pay the $15.95 a month coach fee. So many of our customers who have this military waiver sign up as a coach just because they basically are getting a free discount, which is awesome. But it's really cool that Beachbody really gives back to our military personnel that way. So that's really the down and dirty of how you get signed up. Obviously, you can see there's kind of low risk for the sign up. If anything, if you're already using the products and have already purchased a challenge pack, you can literally sign up for no fee. So I really love that's kind of a low risk scenario.
Yeah, so the it's not like you have to buy product and then resell it. You know, there is zero risk involved. And the worst case scenario is that you sign up to be a coach and you work out and you're taking the nutrition supplements and you don't get anybody who wants, you know, or you decide that coaching isn't for you and you're still getting in the best shape of your life. You're still filling your body with good food. You still get to meet the incredible people on your team. And if you have people that sign up with you and there's trips you can earn, and you get to travel. We're going to Mexico, you know, come hell or high water. We're going to Mexico in April, and it's a trip that we've earned through Beachbody and through the coaching opportunity. And you can provide some extra income. Like, who wouldn't want to not have to worry about Christmas presents? You know, I'm sorry, I could only buy you one thing because I couldn't afford to buy you this other thing you wanted. Like, that's not a stress that we need in our lives right now. So you could earn, you know, just that little extra to help you finish buying those Christmas presents or the Hanukkah presents, or, you know, those things for people that you love that you want to give back to.
Yes, I love that. I was actually, obviously our trip in 2020 got canceled. It was supposed to be to the Dominican Republic, but it was so cool because I remember talking with my husband and saying, we have traveled internationally for the last 5 years because of Beachbody. And we had never traveled internationally prior to me becoming a coach. So actually, I'm sorry, this year will be our 5th year, but it's just was so like surreal to think about. Like I didn't sign up as a coach because I thought there was free trips, even though once I found out that was cool. But and they also pay, you can have your spouse or a guest go with you. So that's one of the huge, and I'm missing it so much with no travel this year, but we'll get back there. So yes. I just want to thank you guys so much for listening to this. If you're listening to the recording, please, if you're ready to jump in, reach out to the coach that invited you or sent you this call. Ask them questions. We are open books. If there's anything we didn't cover today, please don't hesitate to ask. But I just want to thank you for joining us. And hopefully we see you on the team soon. Bye, everyone.